Now the Friday is here, which means some new movies are entering our theaters, and our Linda Cook has 2 movies to share with us. Now the first one that you want to talk about, I'll let you pronounce the name because I'm way confused.
I had to listen for it in the movie, so
Okay.
don't feel bad. It's Ibelin, and this is a Nordic name.
Okay.
The idea is that he's not a boy here. You can see pictures of him in my review as a boy. But the young man who played these games went by Ibelin. That was his avatar. And
Okay.
so this is the remarkable life of Ibelin.
Okay.
And now that sounds a little strange. What did he do? He played video games. He had a progressive condition
Okay.
that forced him to stay in first in a wheelchair. First he couldn't walk, then he wasn't able to move very much at all. But
Okay.
what he could do is game in World of Warcraft. And he was in this game for thousands and thousands of hours. Now his parents knew that he played,
Right.
but until he died, they didn't realize what he meant to the people that played with him
Okay.
and knew him as Ibelin, knew him as a caring friend, someone who mended fences for people, someone who encouraged others to be their best selves.
Oh, wow.
This is one of the most compelling. I cried all the way through this movie. It is so good, and it's interesting. Its spin on screen time is different than other movies.
Okay.
Because screen time can bring people together,
Right.
not just separate them.
Right.
So I give this 4 out of 4 stars. It is rated PG-13, and it is streaming on Netflix. And if you know a gamer, if you are a gamer, I am not, but I know gamers. Please watch this film and see how it defines what it means to be human.
Yeah, it gives you a totally different insight.
Totally different.
Okay, 4 stars, pretty high up. Now also, I love New Year's Eve, but the party's always, something always happens. So this is all about that life, right?
Well, it's kind of on steroids because
Okay.
and now you're very young, but if you were alive in 1999 and able to think about this kind of thing, you would remember that there was the Y2K bug fear. And the idea was that maybe when we turned over to 2000, that would send all these computers into chaos all over the world,
Right.
plunge us into darkness, and heaven knows what else, right? But these kids in this film really only care about each other and their relations and what can they do at this party to have fun. Some of it's not stuff that adults would approve of.
Of course not.
But the beginning of the movie feels like a coming-of-age film because
Right.
that's exactly what it is. And you meet the characters and the crush object and the best friends, and they're very funny, and there are like a zillion references to the late 1990s here, and they're
Okay.
all very funny.
Right.
But then it turns out the Y2K bug is real, and it's deadly. And instead of fighting for people's affections, these kids end up fighting for their lives.
Oh, wow.
So it's all a
Takes
dark
a dark
comedy.
turn.
Yeah, very dark turn, but it's a dark comedy. It loses a little bit of steam at the end, but I laughed almost all the way through it. And
Okay.
I give it 3.5 out of 4 stars. It is in theaters, and it's worth seeing on the big screen. 90 minutes, you can't go wrong.
Can't do well. Okay, so it's comedy/horror. Okay, which most horror movies are now anyway.
Yeah, this one's rated R, so this is not one you want to take the little folks to.
Okay, well, good to know. So one's at the theater, one's streaming. You've got it all here for this weekend. Although it's going to be a nicer out, but might get a little rain. So
Yeah,
good
and
time
it'll
to
be
spend
around
some time indoors.
the next few days, you know.
Okay, great. And you can read Linda's full reviews online at ourquadcities.com.